Previously, when Princess Lewellyn unwillingly attended the welcome meal of Lady Vivienne at Queen Pamela's order, she found that the meal she got was completely rotten, and reflected that they just wanted to enjoy her suffer in front of them. However, Pamela poured salt on her wounds, announcing that from now on the Alpheus's room would be allocated to Vivienne's child, due to which she ordered servants to clean that room. This revelation jolted Lewellyn clearly, who tried to rush outside to save her brother's stuffs, but Pamela's white knights restricted her from doing so, on which Lewellyn begged in front of Pamela to at least leave that room as it is. Eventually, Commander Tristan came from nowhere, who knocked the white knights with his single punch, plus furiously asked them how dare they lay their hands on Lewellyn. So, let's dive into the chapters 37 and 38 of the manhwa, The Secret Bedroom of the Forsaken Princess, as Tristan extends his hand, asking Lewellyn to help herself to get up from the floor. She complies and reaches her hand out to him to stand up. However, Queen Pamela becomes clearly furious, shouting what the hell Tristan is doing, upon which Tristan confidently replies that he is just doing his duty to protect the princess. Listening to his audacity, Pamela yells that she is in the middle of educating Lewellyn as a mother and queen, so how dare he interferes this. To this, he glares towards her, stating if this education can be dangerous for the princess, then he needs to protect her. Pamela's eyes fill with anger as she hears this. By shouting loudly, she asks who he is loyal to. By making eye contact with Pamela, Tristan responds that he is loyal to the king and the country, and the owner of the country is King Bastian. Not able to control her composure, Pamela visibly trembles by placing her chilling eyes on him. Upon observing Pamela's reaction, Lewellyn becomes heavily worried for him, and, by glancing swiftly at Tristan, Llewellyn's mind nags with a sudden concern for Commander Tristan's safety. Further, she again imagines her hellish past, which was filled with the servants begging for their lives from the callous king. Plus, as she visualizes the same tragic happening with Tristan, Lewellyn quickly slides her hand away from his. Besides, she yells at the top of her voice, ordering him to move away from her, which visibly shocks the other Red Knights. Moreover, Lewellyn vehemently asks Tristan about where he is touching her, adding that her body will melt if she is touched by members from Jacquard tribe. And, in the process of this, Lewellyn orders him to apologize to her mother, Pamela, because although he is a Jacquard, he needs to be more etiquette in front of the royal family. Plus, with a disgusting look, she asks how Tristan can call himself the commander if he does not know how to behave. Listening to Llewellyn's disrespectful words, the other Red Knights angrily reminds that her words are too harsh for their tribe. However, she ignores their comments and heatedly orders Tristan to get away from her and does not appear in front of her. Witnessing this unexpected situation, Queen Pamela and Lady Vivienne become overwhelmed visibly. On the other side, observing the distress of Lewellyn, Tristan shows no emotion on his face, and in an instant, he extends his stubs towards her, conveying that no matter what happens, nothing will change for him. Furthermore, by sliding towards Pamela, Tristan declares that he will not going to follow Llewellyn's orders, because he was ordered by someone to protect her at any cost. Dear viewers, apologies for the interruption. If you're genuinely enjoying the content on this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe icon with all notifications, since this little support of yours will help this creator continue delivering high-quality work to brighten your day. And take a moment at the end of the video to leave a comment, sharing your thoughts on the content. Your feedback means a lot. Now, let's not take up too much of your time and jump back into the story. This statement of Tristan makes the surrounding audience, especially Pamela, falls into complete silence, as Pamela tries to control her composure, but she fails to do it, for which she gets enraged heavily, yelling how dare a lowly commander like him can go against the queen. Further, she turns to her white knights, ordering them to capture Commander Tristan immediately. However, a voice interferes, asking why is it so noisy here, and, as Pamela finds that he is Patron Ernell, she perplexedly inquires, reminding that Patron said that he is going to the church this morning, so why he is here. Upon which, Ernell responds that he finished earlier than he thought. Yet, he asks what kind of situation is this. Hearing his continuous questions, Pamela reflects that since the patron suddenly came here, should she stop here for today? But she halts her thoughts, and, by smirking clearly, she adds that she is indeed not going to stop here at all. To this, she innocently speaks that Ernell is right on time, pleading him to please explain the princess properly, as she is very angry at getting informed that Pamela is cleaning the son of the Devil Queen's room and making it a room for our prince. Plus, she speaks that Ernell knows that the previous queen used dark magic, due to which that terrible room should have been eliminated soon. Hearing this, Lewellyn lowers her gloomy face, as she knows that she cannot do anything. Nevertheless, as she glances towards the patron in hope that he will help her, Ernell springs up, stating what Pamela is conveying is absolutely correct. Noting him taking Pamela aside, Lewellyn and Tristan becomes visibly betrayed. Besides, this makes Pamela visibly delighted, who confirms that with Ernell's agreement the Alpheus's room. But before she can complete her statement, Ernell asks her to halt her declaration because there is a problem in her Pamela's evaluation. And, at coming near her, he states that if she is planning to use the room which belongs to the son of the Devil Queen for her nephew, then is she planning to harm her nephew? Hearing this, she gets astonished clearly. Besides, hesitantly asks why Ernell is say something negative like this. To this, Ernell corners her, questioning why she wants that room only. Because that terrible room may still have a mark of the Devil Queen. Although, Pamela, Lewellyn and Tristan does not take his bait, but the surrounding servants take it, who mumble among them that indeed there will be a better room for Prince to grow healthy. Hearing the gossips among the servants against her order, Pamela becomes shocked heavily. Further, by gritting her teeth, she tremblingly states that she thinks Ernell is right about this, and adds that she only did this because she respects the tradition. Moreover, she lowers her voice, stating that she thanks Ernell for caring about her prince. Yet, it is clearly visible that Pamela's pride is badly hurt, who alters her decision, stating that she will find another room, which relives the worriedness of Lewellyn. But it does not last long, because Pamela turns to Lewellyn's side, stating that she already took care of the Alpheus stuffs, as she feels insecure about those things. This declaration totally bombshells Princess Lewellyn, who turns towards the main door, reflecting that if the servants are cleaning that room, then she has to arrive there quickly. And, before Tristan can say anything, she takes her leave. By running wildly in the empty corridor, Lewellyn pleads the god to at least save his brother's portrait. Plus, with uncontrollable tears in her eyes, she conveys to herself that if that portrait destroyed, then she will become totally alone in this palace. However, at arriving, she stops her pace abruptly, as she observes a group of servants removing her brother Alpheus's stuff outside the room. Witnessing this scene, Lewellyn gets visibly crestfallen. Further, by bumping and jolting against the servants, she rushes inside the room, ordering them to not touch anything. But as she finally comes near the door, she gets visibly perplexed at finding the Red Knights guarding the door, who suddenly removes their spears, asking her to please go inside the room. To this, she enters inside the room and finds Alpheus's toys and other stuff scattering all over the floor. Observing this unexpected situation, she reflects that it is a bit messy, but for a room about to be cleared out, it is in a good condition. Yet, she does not care for this because her mind feels full of Alpheus's portrait. And, as Lewellyn detects the portrait, she flips it and discovers that it did not break at all. Eventually, Commander Tristan follows her back to the room, disclosing that the king gave the Red Knights an order to protect this room. Besides, he adds that Sir Paulo somehow came to know Queen Pamela's plan, so he informed King Bastian right away, who immediately deployed some Red Knights to Alpheus's room. Moreover, by coming near her, Tristan assures that she does not need to worry anymore, because she has many people behind her back. Upon which, Lewellyn does not respond at all but simply trembles while holding Alpheus's portrait. However, she imagines a voice calling her sister, none other than her lovely brother Alpheus, who cheerfully asks her if she can read a fairy tale for him right now. Visualizing this, she again gets emotional, and in an instant, she tightly cuddles the portrait, imagining it as her dear little brother, Alpheus. Furthermore, by doing so, she cries heavily in relief that she is really lucky to have her brother's portrait totally safe in her arms. Observing this heartwarming situation, the Red Knights get animated at completing their orders. On the other side, Lewellyn tries to maintain her composure, but she cannot, which results in her shouting vehemently, asking who asked Tristan to do this much for her. Hearing her unanticipated statement, Sir Paulo and other knights get clearly shocked. However, it does not affect Tristan at all, who sits on his knees with an expressionless face. Further, in a low voice, she states that Tristan is so stupid. Moreover, turning back, she yells that he came into the meal of the royalty by disrespecting Queen Pamela's orders right in front of her. Noting her false accusations, a knight gets annoyed, but before he can say something, Paulo angrily springs up, declaring that Tristan is the one who helps her when she is disrespected. To this, Tristan orders Paulo to keep his mouth shut. Nevertheless, Paulo again shouts, adding that he cannot take it anymore, because when Tristan tries to help her, she shouts at him in front of the Queen and Lady Vivien. On top of which, how can she insult Tristan and the other knights, calling them lowly jackart people? Listening to their statements, Tristan clenches his fist in anger. However, Paulo, not wanting to stop, conveys at his top voice that Lewellyn is not eligible to be protected. To this, Tristan turns back, speaking that he is ordering the last time to Paulo to halt with his nonsense. Upon which, Lewellyn interferes, confirming that Sir Paulo is not wrong at all. And she adds that only Tristan is not wanting to realize that Lewellyn really hates jackart people. Besides, she does not like low people like them to protect her. Plus, ferociously orders them to leave her alone right now. As we wrap up today's segment, Thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving, and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.